we can turn now to Stephen Dreyfus, joining us by a video link from New York. Stephen, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. You're a lawyer, former prosecutor, former president of the International Association of Lawyers. Now, one question we've been asking here in studio is, what options did the Capitol Police have? As a lawyer, perhaps you might have a perspective on this. What options did they have in terms of dealing with protesters, many of whom were belligerent, some of whom had chemical substances that they were using to sort of force their way through or threaten police? What arms were at their legal arms did they have at their disposal? Would you say? Could they have shot back, for example?
Well, I don't know factually what they had at their disposal, but I can say that they were woefully unprepared in terms of numbers, because they were immediately outnumbered by these rioters, and I would not call them protesters. I would really call them rioters, or even insurrectionists. And what remains to be understood is why it took so long for reinforcements to come. Now, the Capitol building is not technically under the jurisdiction of the mayor of Washington. It's under the jurisdiction of the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, who was presiding at the House when all of this happened. But in the end, the use of federal troops the power to direct that resides with the president. There were reports, and I can't say if that was confirmed, that there was a refusal initially by the Secretary of Defense, who reports to the president, to authorize the deployment of troops to the Capitol. And it was not until the president's staff implored him to give the order that was eventually done. And we still have not, I'm looking at the video now, we still have not really seen the National Guard in place. We've seen now local police and state police from neighboring states. So I think it may turn out
hours. This has been going on for hours now.
It may turn out.
I'm just stating the point that this has been going on for hours. You're in Washington, D.C., you're dealing with federal buildings, and they've been stormed, and it's taking hours for the National Guard to respond. How is that possible in the capital of the most powerful country in the world? I mean, what message does this send to terror organizations, for example? How easy is it to breach Capitol Hill? Looks pretty easy.
Well, and I was of course thinking, when all of this is going on, that wouldn't this have been an excellent time for somebody to attack us when we were occupied with this kind of disorder? Unfortunately, that doesn't appear to have happened. But the point is that if you look back a few months ago at the demonstration of the Black Lives Matter movement in front of the White House, where the president had no problem having the National Guard clear away peaceful demonstrators and use gas on them so that he could go have a photo op holding a Bible in front of a church, and you distinguish those demonstrators who were peaceful from these people who invaded our capital for the first time since the British Army did so in 1814. That's the first time.
Stephen Dreyfus, stay with us.
This has ever happened.
Stay with us. We're going to take a look now at some images from inside the Congress.